Hello everybody, and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation and a top 5 recommendations for menstrual cup usage. Number 1 is use the smallest, most appropriate size for your flow. Although it is convenient to only have a single menstrual cup, it is also important to wear the appropriately sized cup for your flow. So an extra large cup may not be the best for your low flow or final day. There are several reasons for this, but the accumulation of blood, along with oxygen and carbon dioxide naturally present in the vagina, allows for a supportive environment for bacteria growth, and insertion and removal of your menstrual cup allows for micro trauma, or can allow for micro trauma, should I say, and this allows an avenue for bacteria to enter the bloodstream. So if you're using a giant cup and only have a moderate or minor amount of blood, say under a ml, it is actually not best to use that cup. Number 2 is don't use your menstrual cup for discharge. While it is acceptable to use your menstrual cup as a pre-period safety measure, for the day or two prior if you're expecting your period, it is not recommended when not menstruating, as the vaginal canal is less lubricated. So there is lubrication there obviously, but there is not the amount of lubrication as is when on your period. So essentially, again, if you are less lubricated, the chance for micro trauma is higher when used on a frequent or daily usage. In addition, using a cup 24/7 may inadvertently exert pressure on your vaginal walls unnecessarily. So essentially this has nothing to do with stretching your vagina. Your vagina is a muscle and doesn't get stretched, or has the ability to stretch out and obviously return back. However, if you're using something 24/7 inserted into your vagina, it is not a good idea and not recommended due to the micro trauma it can introduce. Number 3 is ensure that you have Ensure that you have a minimum of 2 cups. I always talk about hygiene, such as ensuring that your hands are washed with soap before and after you place or remove your cup, but don't often speak about or enough about having multiple cups to ensure that you always have a sterilized cup. So essentially you should always be inserting a sterilized cup, which means if you have 2 cups, you can always be inserting the sterilized cup. Do not use toilet paper in a public stall to wipe off your cup, as you are introducing foreign bacteria to your vagina. So yes, I know that I see it recommended quite frequently. This is not medically recommended to wipe something off with toilet paper, and then especially in a public stall where that toilet paper is exposed to multitudes of other bacteria, is to wipe it off and then enter it back in. But in 2018, lab-based studies indicated that Staph aureus, I never pronounce this right, but essentially the TSS microbe was able to multiply on the cup. In 2017, in a 2017 study of 614 to 16-year-olds who used menstrual cups over 11 months, found 10 samples containing S. aureus or the TSS microbe. So the standard advice of sterilizing, I sterilize by boiling, but once at the start and rinsing between is not actually adequate, as this method does not eradicate the TSS microbe. So essentially what this means is that you need to sterilize your cup to get rid of any foreign bacteria or microbe on your cup. And it should be done between every use. which is not actually practical when you're on your period. So it is actually far more effective to have 2 cups, and that way you can sterilize them in between uses. So essentially always have a sterile cup using your preferred method, and change out that sterilized cup every time, and then sterilize the cup that you have removed. Number 4 is don't use antibacterial anything on your cup or on your vulva. So your cup and your vulva simply require gentle, unscented, oil-free soap. That's it. I'll repeat that this is actually often as I need to. Antibacterial soap, along with scents, fragrances, oil-based cleansers, hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol and vinegar are all serious irritants to yourself and can degrade your cup, making it a breeding ground for bacteria. Essentially counterintuitive to what you actually intended by using these things. So boiling your water is perfectly adequate for your sterilization, or you can use some of the other methods, like using UV lights. I think I do have videos on ways to sterilize your menstrual cup, but I can do a new one if you wish. Last but not least, number 5 is experiment as much as you are financially able. While this is not possible for everyone, there may actually not be a perfect cup for you, and there may not be a perfect cup for every period that you have or every day of your period. You may want to change your cup each day and want to use different cups along with your body's changing needs over your cycle. So different, and how you feel in any particular day. You may be more or less bloated, more or less active on that day. Remember your hygiene, but everything else is you do you. So I quite often use my Yuki cup on my heaviest day, which is the cup that's in here. You guys would have seen it before. This is a great cup. It's one of my favorite cups. This cup is actually really, really great for my heavy day, but I don't particularly wear it when I'm not heavy, even though I love this cup. So I do actually, I think this is in here. I hope this is in here. So yep, here we go. This ruby cup is great for my 2nd or 3rd day. As you can see, these need to be sterilized again. But yeah, so the ruby cup is great for my 3rd day. Generally for my 2nd day, which I'm still a bit heavy, or my 3rd day, which is still a bit heavy, is I use this lali cup. So I have several cups here that suit me for different days of my cycle. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the day. And I, of course, will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.